Hey guys, welcome back to Hit Up Rugby League. We're back again. It's not an interview. We've been pretty much interview heavy for the last few months, and we've decided we're going back to our roots of doing some previews, doing some tips and stuff like that. So we have Liam and Connor. How you doing, Liam?
Yo, I'm good, man. I'm good. I've been away for a few interviews, so I'm actually kind of glad to be back. And as you said, it's kind of good to just get back to the basics. That's how we started off, the tipping and the previews. It's going to be a good one, I feel like, tonight. How about you, Connor?
Yeah, no, I'm good, mate. It's that time of year, international and state of origin footy. It's always pretty exciting. So I'm excited to dive into it and get our predictions going.
Just one thing quickly for the viewers. We have our tipping comp, which is heating up right now. It's getting quite close. We've decided by your guys' feedback that these games are going to count towards the tipping competition. So, yeah, it's going to be interesting. We didn't do it for Origin 1 because we thought, but we asked the people and that's what they wanted. So,
Yeah, it'll be interesting. I reckon I'm coming dead last, but you know what? I reckon if I get a few of these international games right and you guys don't, maybe, just maybe.
yeah, Liam's going to have to go aggressive, I guess. We're going to start off. I think have we chosen 5 games? Is that what we've decided on?
Yeah. Do you just want to run us through the 5 games first, Joshy, and then we can we'll go through them one by one, and we'll give our tips and previews and see how it goes.
So I hope I'm correct here. Origin Women's on Friday, New Zealand
Mm.
Tonga, the first game on Saturday, Samoa Cook Islands, Fiji Papua New Guinea, and the big one on Sunday night, State of Origin, the men's. So
Mm.
5 games.
Mm.
Liam's gonna have to go aggressive, but the one we probably know the least about, Women's State of Origin. What's your guys' thoughts and opinions on this? So,
Yeah, you go, Connor. You go, mate.
Based off recent form, I'm gonna go New South Wales. I like Isabel Kelly. I'm a big fan of her game. She's a freak in the centres. So yeah, but then also Queensland has Ali Brigginshaw. So you never know what's going to happen with her in the side. But
Mm.
yeah, I'm going to back New South Wales on that one.
Mm. Yeah, that's a fair shout, Connor. But I don't know if you know this, Josh, but it's actually out of all the state of origins they've played, it's actually tied even at the moment. So whoever wins this one is gonna be chasing for bragging rights here. So I'm definitely going Queensland. I got to back my Queensland girls. Just gotta rep them and see how I reckon they can pull it through and take one over NSW. But I'm also excited. Next year, it's going to a 2-game series. So, it's going to be interesting, not just the one game that the women's get. So, yeah, should be pretty good.
I'm going to follow suit with Liam here. I pretty much just did this last minute and just searched up who won last year. It's always a good option. And it said 2018, 2019 New South Wales won in 2 close games, and then the last 2 years Queensland
Yeah,
have won.
last two.
With the Broncos, they don't think they won. They didn't win it like this year for the thing, but they're normally pretty dominant as well. So I'm going to go Queensland here. I don't know if any of us three are going to be watching it, but yeah.
Mm. But yeah, no. Well, I mean, yeah, I'll probably definitely watch, but I hopefully it'll be a high scoring game because a lot of those games are low scoring. So I'd like to see some players shine in the team and score some points on the board because last year it was only 8-6 to Queensland, and I think the year before that was 24-18. But like a lot of scores have been like 14-10, 14-4. So yeah, it should be pretty interesting to see how the game goes.
Yeah. I was actually going to try and check the betting odds, but to be honest, I haven't been able to find it. I don't know if that's just me being. I don't really know where to find it. I don't know why, but
Well, we need to make a petition on TAB to get the women's state of origin on there.
not much of a betting market for women's origin, according to the New Zealand TAB. So, yeah. Any other
Might have
thoughts
to
on that? Yeah.
go over to Connor's special. What is it?
Whoa! I'm wrong. I found it. Whoa!
He's found it. He's found it, ladies and gentlemen.
Betting odds are actually agreeing with Connor, but it looks like it's going to be a close game, unlike some of the other ones that are on this weekend. It says $1.78 New South Wales, $1.95 Queensland. So a close game, which we may not see much of this weekend. I'm letting you guys know that. So yeah, that could be exciting.
I'll definitely be watching it, mate. Definitely be watching it. Free Friday night. But yeah, no.
While we're on the topic of women's footy, the Cowboys have announced a women's team for next year. So hop on that.
Yes,
DAB. They'll
they
take it up.
have. They have. They have.
Yeah,
Should be
nice.
pretty interesting. A lot of new teams are introducing women's teams. Oh god, I'm trying to remember. Someone else did it this.
Quite a few, yeah, I can't remember.
Yeah, there's been quite a few this year. So hopefully next year the women's NRL picks up a bit and gets into a good competition and see how they go.
Sweet. So the next game is New Zealand versus Tonga. You going to it, Connor? Still or?
Yeah, I'm going to it. I'll be there. I always go to the Tonga ones. The atmosphere is always ridiculously insane, and it's always packed out, always packed house, and I'm excited to go rack up some Tongan fans. So, up the Kiwis.
Yeah, stay tuned on our story. Connor's going to be getting interviews and posting photos at the game and showing you guys what the atmosphere is like on our Instagram. I haven't actually asked him to do that yet, but he will be doing it. So yeah,
I've also heard this off screen, Josh. We were talking before. I've heard from Connor. He's got special tickets where he's just going to be sitting in a bunch of Tongan fans. So he's going to get the atmosphere right in front of him, right there.
Oh, if you've seen those Tongan crowd mates, a general admission ticket is you're in the red. You're in the sea of red. They absolutely pack out Mount Smart. It's good to see. It's good to see all the Tongan fans get behind their boys. But yeah, I'll be there with my Kiwis jersey on, trying to rock them up. So,
any fight possibilities you'll be in, Connor?
Considering we're playing Tonga, I don't think so. Maybe when Lebanon comes over, we'll see what happens.
Knuckles made Bruce. Remember that. Knuckles made Bruce.
Yeah.
So who's actually going to win this game? We've talked a lot about the atmosphere, and it's in New Zealand, but will mainly be a Tongan crowd, which is always weird to say. But are we all backing our country here, or are we going a bit off the rails?
I'm still so 50-50 on the say. Like, looking at the top lineup and looking at like their training today looked pretty good. So,
they look deadly, eh? It's going to be a close one between the two. I don't think there's going to be much points difference between it. So, definitely one. Is it the 1 to 10 odds, Josh?
1 to 12.
Definitely, that's a good or 1 to 12. 1 to 12. Yeah, those are the good odds to put on if you're betting on either team. But I'm same with you, Connor. 50-50, mate.
So can you give some picks?
Yeah, I'll back the Kiwis. I'll throw it out there. I'm going Kiwis.
What about you, Joshy?
To be honest, I thought exactly what you guys thought. Oh, it's going to be a close game, probably similar odds to the Origin. And then just checking the TAB, the Kiwis are paying $1.20 and Tonga are paying $4. I'm wondering how does that work? But the reason is what I'm assuming the reason is because of the halves. It's sort of like the thing with the Knights we said in the preseason is the halves is going to be an issue. They've got that Junior Ramon guy and maybe Isaiah Katoa might be playing. So they might have two inexperienced halves who have never played international football before. And then Tupou, Talakai have both obviously been playing for both picked for New South Wales. So it will be interesting. I think they slightly have us in the forward battle, to be honest. I like their forward pack, but I think the Kiwis should still win, but it's an unknown. Like, they're definitely more familiar with each other than we are. But I definitely think Kiwis 1 to 12, but I don't get how they're paying $4.
No, I don't get it either. But then again, the last time we did play them was in 2019, just before COVID, and we did beat them 34-14. So I'm definitely. I was originally going to go Tonga because just with the crowd, I think they were just going to put one over on us. The Kiwis are always unreliable, like the Warriors. But we're just I'm actually gonna go with the Kiwis here. I think the Kiwis are gonna do this. So I'm backing the homeboys.
I'm betting on Tonga though. I'm making that clear now. I'm betting on Tonga.
So you don't care who wins.
So I'm fine either way. Yeah. I'm making that. I'm betting. So we're all going New Zealand, but we're all betting Tonga. Yeah. Lock that in.
Yeah.
So what's the next game? Oh, the game of the round. People are saying, people are hyping this one up. Campbelltown Stadium, pretty similar time to the New Zealand Tonga game, so you're going to have to choose between which one you want to watch. The Samoa versus Cook Islands game. What are your thoughts on this, Liam?
Oh, honestly, looking at the TAB, Connor, that's a good bet for you to put on, mate. Cook Islands are paying $17 at the moment, so But no, honestly, Samoa are one of the teams to beat at the moment. Their ability to compete with the likes of Australia. So, and just looking at their team, they've got Anthony Milford, Martin Tapau, Jazz Tavanga. Look, Taylor May and the wings, Charlie Staines at fullback. I just don't see how Samoa can lose this. So I'm definitely going Samoa here, but you never know. Underdogs. There's an underdog story. But let's see how it goes.
Yeah, I'm going to be short and simple. I think Samoa blow them out the water by 40 or 50. Yeah, I only know a couple players in that Cook Island team, and it's not strong players. Sorry to the Master boys, but I'm going Samoa by 40 or 50 plus.
Yeah, I'm definitely gonna. Oh, happy Matariki weekend, everyone! I'm just gonna let you guys say that for the pod as well. I'm definitely going big bets this weekend, so I've got a plan right now. I'll keep elaborating on it as it goes along. I'm going Queensland woman, Tonga 1-12, and I'm also going Samoa 51 plus.
51.
Yeah. So I don't really know the odds on that. You can't actually bet on it currently, but that's what I'm going with. I'm going big. You just don't really know is the problem. Like certain teams play with each other all the time and certain teams don't. So
yeah.
The thing is with the Cook Islands, they've flown a few guys from England like Anthony Gelling, and like certain teams when they do that, it is a bit weird. Obviously, it is playing for your country, but the reason it's negative 34.5 is a reason. There's a reason for that. So all three of us going Samoa there.
Yeah, definitely.
So, and I'm actually wrong. It's actually 2 hours after the New Zealand game because the other side I'm on is Australian time. So you can actually watch like a triple header, which is actually going to be good. Liam will be comatose by then, but anyway, we're going to Papua New Guinea, Fiji, and this was the game Liam said that he was most looking forward to this weekend. Why is that, Liam?
You know what? Looking at the teams, there's just like obviously Papua New Guinea have got the likes of Alex Johnson, David Mee, Justin Olam. There's such a stacked side, but so are Fiji. They've always been good. If you go back to what was it? Was it the quarterfinals or the semifinals? Fiji beat us in the World Cup. Like you can't. What's the word? Underestimate Fiji. They're actually a strong team when you look at them on paper. So, honestly, I don't know what I'm going to do. Oh, it's going to be a hard one to pick. You know what? I'm going to go PNG on this one. But you know what? I reckon Fiji could pull one out of the rug under them. Could be good.
I like that pick. I like that you went with PNG. That's sick. They got shout out to Kyle Labour and Dan Russell, Cowboys players. Also David Mead, who's been on the podcast.
Yeah, David Mead.
This is the one game that I'm genuinely really excited about because I know that the Fiji backs are going to be putting on some shots. Rather love Devo, Blake, and Valame.
I'm so excited to see Valame in the centre, bro. He's going to be deadly for Fiji.
That is a bus. That back line, that is a bus. And but yeah, no, I'm backing Fiji. I'm backing Fiji 100%. And then the likes of Kikau, Tano Milne, Kamakamika, and the forward packs, I think they'll win decently.
We know you're a big fan of Tane Milne, so it's quite nice you're backing him here. So it's good. No, I actually was pretty. Again, it's like $1. What is it? $1.26 Fiji, $3.75 Papua New Guinea. You could go Papua New Guinea and Tonga, and all of a sudden you've got like a $10 multi just from that. But I am going to go Fiji but to be honest, I could see a PNG win just from they still are putting their name down to be the 18th NRL team, and a game like this where they can win and beat a Fiji side who are also wanting an NRL team, it goes a long way. You know, if you can pull off a statement win and say we've got all this Papua New Guinea talent. So
Yeah.
I was actually up, and it was one of those tough ones, but I think Fiji have a bit more experience. And I should have actually looked at this for more of the games, but there's this world rankings thing, which is it's really truthful and like really understands the way league is. So the Kiwis are first, Australia's fourth. And so anyway, we're talking about Papua New Guinea, Fiji. This is the closest one of the game. It's fifth versus sixth on the rankings, and the winner will go to fifth. So if Fiji can beat Papua New Guinea, they leapfrog them. So that's why I'm going to go Fiji to get in the top 5 of the world rankings, which are really important.
Yeah, every week I kind of go on my phone and just check out the world rankings
They're important.
just to see where everyone is.
Here's New Zealand 100 and then England who are second and 79. I don't really get how it works in Australia at 50. I don't really understand it, but yeah. So currently, I'll run through it quick. Connor's New South Wales, Kiwi, Samoa, Fiji. Liam's Queensland, Kiwi, Samoa, PNG. Queensland, Kiwi, Samoa, Fiji. So we've all got different. We all don't have the exact same, which is good. And I have a feeling this last game's going to be the one that is the trickiest, because firstly we'll do a slight quick review of game 1, sort of see what we felt about it, and then do our picks for game 2 with a lot of changes. So Connor, what do you think about game 1 and then game 2?
Bro, how entertaining was that? Like, I still think about it now and I'm just like, yeah. I woke up good the next morning, trust me. I went to work in my Queensland jersey and was flexing on everyone, but no, it was a very interesting game. The end of the game was very entertaining. NSW fans will say that they should have had one more play again. It's just how they roll. But it was really good. I liked how Valentine Holmes played as a Cowboys fan, and boy, is he quick. Holy moly. Yeah, I was stoked with the win, and I feel like this game's going to be even closer, so I'm hoping it's a good one.
Yeah, honestly, Josh, it's a sad day to be a Queen. Well, that was a sad day to be a New South Wales fan. You guys honestly had all the hype all week. Everyone said you guys were going to thrash us out of the park, but Queensland put up a fight and showed that actually we can compete with the likes of a stacked NSW side like that.
You were one of those people, Liam. You said New South Wales 42-20.
I know. I was very shocked.
Sound like it was me and everyone.
Well, no. I'm just saying you're an NSW fan, so like all the boys.
Well,
I thought NSW were going to thrash us out of the park, but you know what? Queensland have proved me wrong, and that's why I'm going Queensland this game. Just because I think the hype from game 1 is going to get them over the line. I know they've got the changes of Matt Burton and who else?
Turbo.
Jake Turbo. Yeah, he's in. And also, but the thing is, why is Cook being chucked on the bench, bro? I don't understand that.
People are saying that because him and Grant are the 2 best runners, they would rather them later on in the game. Like, it's a tactic. Yeah. Obviously, New South Wales are trying to match what Grant did in game 1, you know?
I think that's a good move from them. But can we go back to the real quick? I said 16-12 Queensland and it was 16-10. Like, come on.
That would have been insane.
That was smooth. I did not
Queensland
think that.
So New South Wales just had to hit one more conversion and you would have been right, Connor.
Should have put money on it.
You would have won $300 on some Clarkey post or something. But anyway, what was I going to say? One interesting thing is that the ref who got, I'm not blaming. We generally were terrible, and you guys were real smart with holding the play down a lot. Like, even Fitler said after the game, they asked what was the reason you lost. He said they held down more than us because they knew the ref wasn't doing it, and we didn't. We were playing it like it was a club game. They were playing it like it was an Origin game, which I agree with. the funniest thing is the same reffing team is doing game 2. So it'll be interesting if it's the same thing again with teams that maybe New South Wales will do even worse and hold down even longer. So especially in Perth, it's going to be hot in Perth. We saw that Cowboys Eels game at the start of the season. It was like people's hands were sweaty just from being in Perth. So I think New South Wales played really bad, and I thought Queensland played really well, and it was still only 6 points. So my prediction is we win this game by a bit, and then we lose in Brisbane. So I'm going to go New South Wales for this game, and I could see it being 13 plus, but you guys just I wouldn't actually don't want to say that because Queensland show a lot of fight and don't normally do that too often. So I'm going to hope that New South Wales make it a series and get it to game 3 in Brisbane, where we'll probably lose. But I like having Gerbo back. That's the one thing. He's an Origin player, getting more guys, and yeah.
Yeah, Connor, I was just I know how big of a fan you are of Ruben Cotter. So are you what's the word? Do you trust in Lindsay Collins' ability to replace him as prop in there and do his job like Ruben Cotter was in game 1?
I can't say he's a bad pickup. There's no bad pickup in Origin, but I just don't think he plays like Ruben Cotter. Like Ruben Cotter in the first half had 30 odd tackles. Needed like a line break, and he was just always running the ball. And Lindsay's he can take a shot, so I'm expecting him to be good. But a big name in the Queensland team is Patrick Carrigan. He was superb in game 1, and him coming off the bench is going to be deadly again, I'm sure. So
definitely, and your main man, the 18th man, Tom Dearden. What do you think about that, Connor?
I'd pick him over Cherry Evans easily, but
of course you'd say that.
Bad as it sounds, it'd be nice for him to get some game time, because the only way that he goes on is if a few players get injured. So I don't think he'll get a run, but if he does, it'll be sick to see as a Cowboys fan. But if he doesn't, it's easy days. We've got a few players in there. So also for my prediction, I'm going New South in this one.
So either you guys are either going to be 1 from 1 with your picks, or Connor's going to be 2 from 2 for Origin, and Leah's going to be 0 from 2, or because I'm going to go New South Wales as well, as I've said. But it's going to be like, it's even like little storylines like Talakai. How's he going to go? He's ditched playing for Tonga, his home country, and Heritage to play maybe one game. If he has a bad game, Fittler's going to get rid of him. I was going to ask you guys, what are your thoughts on Fittler just pretty much dropping like 4 or 5 guys? Is that a good theory or a bad theory? Like, I'm still undecided about it.
Well, I was listening to the radio the other day, and it was going on. He was talking about Jake Trbojevic, and the guy on the radio, I can't remember his name, he was saying, why on earth was he not picked for game 1? Because there are some people in the NRL that are just made for Origin, and Jake Trbojevic, like, even though he's in SW and I got to dislike the fella, but he's actually one of those players that is Origin. He's what makes Origin. He's an Origin player, and so not picking him in game 1, I think was a big mistake on Fittler's part. But you know what? He's got him in now, so maybe the introduction of these new players, maybe that's what you guys needed. But yeah, you guys have had 5 debutants for the Blues this series so far, so should be quite interesting.
Yeah, I can't say that's a good move, but I don't know. Maybe we don't. Jake Trbojevic was not picked in game 1, and he's gone straight into the game 2 starting side. So obviously, he wasn't happy without being picked game 1. So
yeah, they say it's a bad thing. Like, obviously, it is a bad. Like, you want to have that Queensland dominance for whatever. There was some stat like in the 8 years Queensland won, there was 24 players that played Origin, or 26 that played Origin in that whole 8 years. And then for New South Wales, there was like 100. Like, just because you have, if you lose like you did in game 1, you have to change it, but you can't keep changing it. You need to actually gain some familiarity. And I like how the spine's pretty similar. Obviously, Cook's been gone, but like, if you keep the key roles, it's fine. It's just you can't do too many, and that's like I thought Campbell Gillard didn't play that bad. He got dropped, and Paulo was terrible, and he stayed in. So there's sort of weird stuff that's going on, but I'm happy with Burton. I actually quite like him, but was Ed okay?
Yeah, but yeah, just talking about players in and out, Connor. Do you think we're gonna struggle Queensland on the wing with with missing out Xavier Coates?
Absolutely not. Have you seen his replacement?
Yeah.
Murray
Barrett's like-
Tau Langi. Congratulations, mate. Well deserved. He's been superb. He has been a freak this year. He deserves that. But
So you think he's gonna perform well?
oh, it's an upgrade, 100%.
Oh, great. How many Cowboys players do we have in the team now? I swear we had a photo. There was a photo after the game about I think there was 6 players in game 1 that were Cowboys.
Because Cotter got
Maybe
dropped,
five.
he came in. It's just the same, isn't it?
Not in the game, but yeah, we had Hammer and Taulangi that were there.
Yeah,
Yeah.
you lose one. Yeah. Was
But
is
yeah,
Hammer
no.
picked this time?
I don't.
Because Walsh
I'm
was
not. Oh, he might have got dropped for Walsh, to be honest.
Yeah.
I'm not in on that, but I was too hyped with Taulangi getting picked there.
Yeah.
It's been on my mind all week.
And
Mm.
Oates, oh yeah, Hammer was dropped because Oates was in there as well. So
Yeah,
I don't know.
correct.
It's one of those ones you could. It's like in game 1 we said you can see it going either way. You can see you could see Queensland dominating again. You could see New South Wales winning by 30. You just hope it goes to game 3 to keep it interesting. That's like obviously you guys don't. You guys hope that you win game 2 and then you've already won the series and can enjoy game 3. But I just have a feeling that we played like New South Wales were terrible in game 1. I'm going to say this again. New South Wales terrible game 1. Queensland probably played above average, and it was still New South Wales still could have stolen it at the end. So I want New South Wales to throw it more. You saw at the end we scored like we look so much better when we throw it around. If you drop it, you drop it. You know, like you got to be more aggressive.
Yeah.
I think that's what Burden team as well, though. He's such a good ball running centre, and he's got a kicking game on him as well. So he'll be dangerous out that side. But Holmes will have his number. So
Losing Whiten's pretty tough. Like obviously he was really good, and everyone was roasted. Why did he play? Why did he get picked? And then he was definitely the best player on the ground. But with Holmes, he was the guy that when Tedesco, so Cook made the run, gave it to Tedesco, and Holmes still got back. It's like stuff like that's just like little things like Gagai used to do those back in the day where it was like clutch plays like that win you Origin games, and that's the worry with New South Wales. Tedesco is one of the only ones that can really do that.
do you think that Valentine Holmes is having a better year this year than his 2016 Sharks?
That's a tough one.
I reckon he is.
Currently I'd say yes, but it's if he can keep
Yeah.
it the whole year is the problem. You know, like it's in the Sharks one, he was like doing some like insane highlights and stuff, but I think what he's done this year and changed his game. They were saying he was the worst signing like last year, so the things he's done to change that has been pretty impressive. And even the centers last year for Queensland were pretty dodgy when it was like Hammer and Capewell. Well, that was 2020, so I would say yeah, definitely.
I reckon 100%. But no, I'm really excited for this game, I think it's one of the more interesting series that we've had in a while. There was obviously the one that Queensland won with the worst team, but that wasn't really exciting watching it. You know, like you just kind of think, oh, Blue's going to smoke us. But this one's actually like we've got the team that can beat them now. So
When was it? When Tedesco won that series? That was the one that sticks in my mind because I just thought like, was it 2019 or wasn't last year?
It was 2019, probably 2018, maybe.
That whole thing, I thought we're a dynasty. This was obviously before we lost that 2020. It must have been because I was like, we're a dynasty. We're winning 8 straight here, and you guys just somehow had a worse team and still kept in it. And then I'm like, we're gonna fuck this up again. I was like, this is gonna be another fuck up where we definitely should have won it. And then Tedesco, who will do this before we finish. I'll ask you guys who you guys are most scared of, and then who are you guys personally most scared of from the Blues team? Like one player that you're worried about.
Brian To'o.
Yeah, that's a good shout.
Putting the ball back, and then he's also deadly on offense. Like the kid's a freak, and he's obviously going to be pretty disappointed with the game one. He'll come out firing. I'm pretty worried about Brian To'o.
That's why I could say 30 plus to New South Wales. I just have a feeling that could be like a massive bounce back. or it could be a massive failure. So I'm not delete that.
Yeah, I mean, I wanna just say Nathan Cleary just because of how amazing player he is, but like everyone's gonna say him, so I'd definitely say Payne Haas. I think he didn't really have the best. He had a great game one, but not the best. And I think game two, he's got a point to prove and show that he can actually perform way better than he actually did. So I think he's going to come out and have a really good game too. So
I thought it was
yeah,
awful. Like there's certain guys in club you hate, and then when he plays Origin in your team, you're like, fuck, I love him. Like
yeah.
he's just like it's just like reminds me a bit of AFB. Like he'll get tackled and then run an extra 5-10 meters, and you're like, how the
Oh
fuck
yeah.
did he just get you there? But for you guys, I'd probably say Harry Grant. That's the funniest thing. The guy I'm most scared about is on your bench. Like I just think
Mhm.
like he did a bit in game one, and when you guys won in 2020, he. It's not Cam Smith, it's different, but he's like does the right play almost every time. Like he'll pass or he'll run. He knows he has the running game of Damien Cook, but actually uses it a lot more than him. So, but I'm interested to see how Cook goes. I was just gonna before we finish. It's only 19 degrees in Perth on Sunday night. It's not too hot when it's 8 o'clock at night on. So it's not as hot as the Cowboys game when it was like 25, 30. But yeah, any last thoughts?
I'm just
Honestly, I'm just kind of glad for some international league and some state of origin. It's been a while,
Something a
so
bit different.
yeah, instead of just same old NRL rounds, rugby league rounds. So let's get into it.
Yeah, no, I'm just excited, eh? But I was thinking before when you said it was going to be hot weather footy. What team does that suit more? I'm looking at the team list and I'm thinking, what team does it suit?
It's like I would normally have said a few years ago New South Wales because we have guys like Cook, but it's almost Queensland now have the youngest, not younger, but like guys that it more suits. I reckon like Harry Grant off the bench, even fucking your guys' backs as well. But I suppose you could say either way because with our backs, like To'o could run like 20, 30 meters and to forwards that are tight. And Papali would be a worry for me if it was really hot because what did he play in the first game? Like 25 minutes. Like that's why a guy like
Yeah,
Gerbo can play like 60 in those. So I reckon it sort of is good either way, like there's certain benefits for either team. I wouldn't really have an answer for that one. Just finally, the betting is $1.70 to New South Wales and $2.10 to Queensland. So very interesting. And we can't really take much of that because Queensland were outsiders in the first game. But yeah, I think that's about it. What do you guys? I think pretty much done.
yeah, no,
I can
I think
run
this
through
has
our
been
things
good.
again, but should I run through our tips again or
Yeah.
okay?
Yeah, might as well give one more run back.
So for that last, it was me and Connor New South Wales and Liam Queensland.
Yep.
Liam's risking his reputation here. No, it is good because if Queensland win, Liam gains a point back on us in the tipping comp. So and same with PNG. Liam could get
Same with
PNG.
PNG. Yeah.
So he might as well, but he could be the curse for Origin if they do lose. He could be 0-2 on his Origin picks. So don't back New
Yeah.
South Wales in game 3. But okay. So women's Origin, Connor New South Wales, me and Liam Queensland.
Yeah.
Kiwi Samoa, we all went New Zealand. Samoa versus Cook Islands, we all went Samoa. Fiji, PNG, Connor and I went Fiji. And Liam went PNG, which you could see happening. That's probably the game that's going to be a bit of a coin toss. All of them is going to be interesting. I'm probably not watching the women's game and not watching the Samoa game, just so you guys know. And Origin,
Not a true rugby league fan.
Connor and I, New South Wales, and Liam, Queensland. So
Yeah. Well, just before we wrap up, Josh, I just had one thing that's popped into my head. We've said it. We've asked a few people like Kevin Campion, and I think we posted on our story possibly. But there's been a big talk about, especially around the New Zealand game, compared to when the Warriors are homecoming. Do you think that? I just want to ask you quickly. Do you think that this New Zealand versus Tonga game is ruining the Warriors' homecoming game against the Tigers?
At the start, I did. Where now I've realized it's almost something completely different. It's almost like someone said it. I forgot. It was on some like radio thing or something. Someone said it's like having a rock concert then a pop concert. They're both concerts 2 weekends apart, but they're different. If you know what I mean. Like it's because I feel like not many people from the that are going to the Tonga Kiwis games going to go to the Warriors game. I don't know why. Like there might be a few, but I feel like it's a different thing because there's a lot of people that are just NRL fans or just. And I feel like the NRL game is going to be more of like a spectacle, if you know what I mean. Going to have people performing, going to have stuff like that. So at the start, I did think it was ruining it, but now I'm actually quite excited for it and almost jealous that Connor's getting to go. Like I wish I stayed for a whole week to go to both, but no, I think it's good.
Yeah,
It's good to get games back at
what about you, Connor?
Yeah, no, I'm pretty excited. Like at the start, I kind of thought it was ruining the homecoming as well, but I don't really care. I'm getting 2 games of footy in 2 weeks, so I'm pretty amped up for that. I'm excited for the Kiwis, Tonga, and the Warriors. So,
and the good thing is we're not going to get to watch many Warriors players play twice, so that's a good thing because there's only one Warriors player in the whole Kiwis team, so that's you're not getting spoiled there. So,
true
what are
that.
your thoughts, Liam? Just quickly, you got any thoughts or similar?
Honestly, I wasn't too fussed either way. I was kind of excited for this New Zealand game because it's been quite a while since we've played them, like 2 or 3 years. So it was good to get some New Zealand Kiwi games going, and especially if we win, it'll boost our fan what's the word motivation for the World Cup. So I think it's a really good idea that they've brung one back to Mount Smart.
Sweet. So thanks everyone for listening. Hopefully people are watching and listening, not listening to us, not just the interviews. That's always a sad thing to see all our ones, just us three, not go well. But I always enjoy it when it's just us three because it's a bit more fun and a bit more. But yeah, thanks guys, and go New South Wales and the Kiwis.